Good morning everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. Today is going to be a little different. As you can see, I am not playing Ironman Man. He is on hiatus. We will come back to him in maybe a year or so when there's more sailing content, but I wanted to make Ironman Man for a long time. I planned on making it for years up into the event or until sailing released, and when I did, I was maybe a month late to the party, and by that time Settled had already started his sailing Ironman and put out a couple of videos. So it felt like I was stealing someone else's idea, and I just wasn't feeling super passionate about making basically what others I guess were considering to be, a cheap knockoff of one of the GOATs. So we'll revisit sailing one day because I really do like it, but for now I'm going to show you my Ironman. We're going to go over the stats, the collections and achievements, and our bank. And then also, as a little bonus, I've just bonded up my old main, and we're going to do the same thing to him as well. So this is my Ironman. Her name is I'm Humble, and she has 2,206 total level with 250 million experience points. As you can see, I've got a couple of the 99s done. My first ever 99 was farming, and I currently have 23 million XP. My second 99 was ranged, and I currently have 41 million XP. And then I got my other combat stats, and then my most recent 99 was Herblore. But as you can see, we are about to tick off Slayer, and I know it doesn't look like it, but we are about to do fletching as well. So that's my stats, my quests. I've got Questscape, my achievement diaries. I've done almost all of the hard. I've done a couple of the elites. And in terms of Kandarin and Karamja, I am failing badly. 444 collection logs done, 239 combat tasks, and 123 total level. So as you can see, we are 243 points away from the elite tier. We will get that soon. We are unlocking dragon darts with fletching soon, which is going to open up our DPS by quite a lot. In terms of collections that I've done, I've green logged a couple bosses: Crazy Arc, Grador, Hespori, Muspa, and 789 Tormented Demons. So remember that for later. We got 1 Synapse and 2 Burning Claws. Okay, so this right here is my main, Big Bonk Bear. We'll come back to Big Bonk Bear in a bit, but let's first go have a look at the Ironman's bank. As you can see, the bank value is 1.69 billion. At the top, I keep my clue scrolls. I recently got a new cat because my other one died to a behemoth hell rat a few months ago, and I needed spicy stew to boost fletching for dragon darts, but I've just decided to just bust out the levels. Anyway, so the next tab is our loot tab, which as you can see, I have 33.5 mil cash stack, 3 mil in bird's nest, which is not many. I've got various currencies, including 139 brimstone keys, which will open later once we get that up to a bigger number. And then I've got a various handful of mil in alkables. I've got maybe 30 mil in bones here, maybe 25, which will run later. That's probably take us into the 90s, maybe 91 or 92. Then we've got malediction shards, which we're never going to use. We've got 6,000 dragon bolts. We've got 6,000 dragon dart tips. And I've got 2,300 dragon arrow tips. We've never made any of these before, so that's the totality. Oh, I forgot to say, 165 days of game time on this account. Don't judge me. We've got 3 duplicate Archer's rings, 1 duplicate Berserker's ring. We've just processed 50,000 maple longbows, and we're going to process another 100,000. And yeah, so we've just got various things. We've got 1 chromium ingot drop so far, which is quite nice. And Just a general smattering of loot here, including one crystal armor seed, which dropped recently when I did a oneer and doneer. So yeah, 214 mil just in the loot tab. So let's move on to the wardrobe. As you can see, I have my BIS armor setups. I have, for melee, I have a Night is Not face guard. I have a cheese cape. I have one Bando's chest plate, which took me 1,350 KC to get. I have 6 Bando's tassets, which I got my first around 700 or 800, and then the taps just opened up. And then I've got a couple Bando's boots in there. I have a Virtus mask from Vardorvis, which I've only done 200 of him, which I was very blessed for that. And then I've got Arams in Echoes with a Tormented Bracelet. As you can see, a Missouri mask. I have gone extremely fucking dry at Toa. Missouri mask was my first Zerpal. It happened at about 80 to 90 normals, all solo. All of my KC basically, except maybe 1 or 3, are solo Toas. So it took 80 to 90 raids to get my first purple, which was a Missouri's mask. I have Carol's, which is one of my best ranged setups or items thanks to the magic defense, which is always very handy. I have my crystal armor, which as you can see, I have it dripped out in pink or purple, whichever your eyes prefer to see. 2 Slayer helms, and then I've got some various skilling outfits such as runecraft, rogues, construction, mining, smithing, woodcutting. Here is my elite void. I only have the ranges set up of void because the rest of void, in my opinion, is functionally useless. So yeah, then just a general smattering of other items which I am hoarding and need to get rid of because I'm running out of bank space again. Here is the pièce de résistance, my weapons tab. I have a blade of Saildor and a Bofa, which I got on 17 and 18 KC. And I know what you're thinking, wow, that's ridiculous. Got back-to-back enhanced crystal armor seeds, and you got 2 in 450 KC. You got absolutely spooned. It's worse than that. I got 3. I got my third one about, I want to say 117 KC. I remember it was around about 100 later that I got a third one, which I broke down into shards. I've got a Nox Halley. I've got a Fang, which took me 120 plus normals and then 50, no, yeah, about 50 odd experts to get the Osmumpton's Fang. So we have a Dragon Hunter Lance, a Zombie Axe, which we don't use much, and the Colossal Blade, which I actually use at the Maggot King to great effect. For my magic, we have a Trident of the Swamp, we have a Warped Scepter, and a Blood Scepter, which we got the Blood Gem from Vardorvis. We have the Bofa for our range, that's our BIS ranged. Then we have the V-Bow, the Venator Bow, which is just exceptional for AFK Slayer. One of the best items in the game. We have a Toxic Blowpipe, which always is very handy. And then one of our most recent additions is this Scorching Bow right here, which just absolutely slaps at Doom. We went, as you saw, about 750 dry for our first synapse, and we haven't really been back for much longer after that because we've been doing Doom with this. And yeah, we've got ammunition here, so we have, what did I say before, 2,500 dragon arrows, so we're sitting on roughly 6,500 dragon arrows in total. We have a Dragon Defender because we've never run Tob on this account. We have the Odium Ward and the Malediction Ward. One of the earliest grinds we did on this account was go and get these shields because, why not? I still use this one to this day, even though I have a Eladidnus Ward just here. This is the most recent Zerpal we got from Toa. Functionally useless until we get the Corpse Sigil, which I don't know if we'll ever do. No, we will. It's just, you know, I don't really want to kill Corp. We have a dragon pickaxe, which we went extremely dry for. It's just currently at Toa. We have 3 BGSs. We actually had 4 Bandos God Swords, but I dropped one at the GE for a meme. I have a Dragon Warhammer, which I got after the drop rate buff. I got that recently, actually. I got the Dragon Warhammer and the Dragon Hunter Lance within 24 hours of each other. We've got Burning Claws, as you saw. We've got a G-Maul with the ornament kits. And we've actually got another 18 G-Mauls just sitting there waiting to go. With 24 mil in granite hammers from my proclivity for killing grotesque guardians. So that's the general weapons tab. Moving over to our jewelries. We have a Rancor, a Anguish, and an Occult as our BIS melee ranged and magic. Then as secondary items, we have a Fury and a Blood Fury with 16,500 charges. We have a Berserker's Ring Eye, an Archer's Ring Eye, a Seer's Ring, not imbued. We need to move the imbue over because this one's useless, and we did this right at the beginning of the account. And we have a Ring of Suffering Eye. So as you can see, that means all of our Zenites are completed. Just in general, you know, there's tens of mil in jewels here, or crafting training, and then we have a smattering of other jewelry duplicates, such as 5 occult necklaces. This one was wearing the ornament kit, and you know, tyrannical ring, alchemist amulets. There's a couple of items of note here, but not really. We have 68.9 mil in our rune and teleports tab. The collection here is fine. It gets us going and through most things. My nature rune stack is always a bit of a problem because it's not in the tens of thousands. And my blood runes, I just fucking go through these because my infernal attempts are always unsuccessful. In terms of our food and potion tabs, we've got 232 mil in here. Most of that is made up in this row here. As you can see, 44 mil in prayer, 36 mil in brews, 38 mil in restores, 47 mil in super combats, and 6.5 mil in arranging potions. And the story goes on. There's just more to look at. Our farming tab is not bad either. It does look a little dry at the moment because we just got 99 herb lore. So the only herbs we have in here are from Kingdom, and we're not keeping up so well with our farming contracts at the moment. But yeah, 49 mil. This is our tools: construction, woodcutting, fletching, mining, smithing, and general crafting type of tab. It's got 88 mil in here. I've had enough mahogany planks to get to 99 construction for over 2.5 years, but I'm just so fucking lazy. I have 108,000 maples, which used to be 160,000, which we are currently turning into longbows to get 99 fletching while we play on a different account. And we've just got a general healthy-ish stack of ores to go through if we ever need to. This is my last junk tab, which is things I don't want to see in my loot tab because they're ugly to me and they're mostly pointless. But as you can see, there are some interesting collection log slots in here. So that is my 1.69 bill Ironman Bank. I hope you enjoyed seeing my account. We are about to run it back and look at Big Bonk Bear right now. So as you can see, Big Bonk Bear is a 2k total level 141 million experience main. Some people would call this a maxed main. I wouldn't go that far because I don't actually have fully maxed combat stats, and my achievement diaries are grim. That is pretty rough. I haven't looked at most of these things in 5 years. In terms of quests, I have been doing some quests on this account last night because I'm planning on doing Desert Treasure 2 today. So we actually have more done than we did. Let's go look at the bank. The bank is not pretty. There's 253 mil in value, supposedly. I have gone through and I pretty much nuked it all. I sold off everything. I cleared out the loot tab and I reduced all my gear down to the absolute bare minimum to increase my cash stack up so we have flexibility when we go for the quest cape again and some money making methods. So yeah, as you can see, I have my pets at the top, and then I have some clues that I need to get through. And then I have my loot tab, which, as I said, is cleared out at the moment, but it's got 63 mil in cash stack. It's got, you know, a couple of other items which aren't really worth much money, except for these crystal shards, which I can turn into quite a lot of money, but we're not going to because we need to get a bow for this account. This is the gear. This is the gear, which, as you can see, is bare fucking minimum. We have some blessed d'hide body, and then some capes, and then that's pretty much it, homie. Like, we've got ferocious gloves, which is very good, 2 slayer helms, and that's pretty much all there is to call home about on here. Now, this is the PR store resistance of this account. Also, in here, we have a corrupted blade of Saildor, which we actually bought on this account before Bofa released. So, Blowpipe was still best in slot, and Blade of Saildor was like 150 mil, I want to say, maybe 100, I don't really remember. And I just thought it was so cool. And I had done 300 gauntlets, and I just really wanted it. So I bought it, I corrupted it, and then years later, they released Bofa, and this has sat here ever since. So yeah, there's 127 mil in here. Almost all of it is the Saildor. The rest is the Avernic Defender. There's a D-pick in here, and that's it. There's some placeholders for some other items, but they don't exist. Here is our jewelry slot. We have a Berserker's Ring Eye. We have a Ring of Suffering Eye, and then the rest is garbage. We have 8 mil in our runes and teleports. We have 6.5 mil in food and potions. We have 1.81 mil in constructions, tools, and farming supplies. And we have 350k in garbage. So those are my 2 accounts. Tune back in. I would highly suggest that you tune back in very shortly, because we are going to be running these accounts and making money, making progress, becoming grandmasters, and just in general going for epic achievements. So if you would like to see any of that, subscribe to I'm Humble, and I'll see you in the next one.